This has turned into really such a hard video to film. I started Wednesday. I wanted to have it up by Saturday. Today is Monday, and I'm still filming it. So what happened is I filmed the original one Wednesday, and I didn't really like it, so I was like, Thursday I'll refilm. And I filmed it all, started to edit it Friday. When I looked at my video files, my very last one had been corrupted, so I have to refilm this again, but I didn't have any time this weekend to do it. So this is going up later than what I had planned, and I'm really sorry. But I'm really glad that you're back. If you're new, you haven't missed much. I've only posted one before this, but you're more than welcome to check it out. Have a gander. You'll probably notice some angle changes because I'm only refilming the parts that I need to because I really cannot bring myself to refilm this entire video a third time. Before we get started, I would just like to say thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys sent my way after I posted my first video. You really don't know how much it meant to me. I got a little bit emotional reading all of the messages and replies that I got to it. I'm so glad that it meant something to you as much as it meant to me, so thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here finally and making videos, and I'm really looking forward to what we can do in the future. Today's video, I'm not coming at you with a workout. I'm so sorry. I know that's like mostly what people want, but the reason I'm coming at you with this more informational video is because I believe it is so important in understanding this to get to your future goals. And so what today's video about is somata body types. Body types play a huge role in your fitness goals, whether you're wanting to gain weight, whether you're wanting to lose weight, whether you're wanting to maintain it. Understanding your body can help you get you there quicker, because it's going to help you understand why some things aren't working so well and identify those, and help you understand why some things are just working incredibly well. Whenever girls message me, or I mean when anyone messages me, this is the first thing that I usually try to identify, because I give them the best advice to help them reach their goals in the most efficient way possible so they don't have to make all the mistakes and all the stuff that I had no idea about when I first started. Everyone, myself included, falls into these body types in some way. You might not be 100% of one. Like me, I fall in between two. Hopefully what this video will help you do is sort of be able to self-assess yourself and identify which body type or which body types you fall into or in between. The three body types are ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. So without further ado, let's hop right in. We are going to start with the ectomorph first, and the ectomorph, I remember being super duper jealous of ectomorphs when I was in high school, because I had a couple friends that were ectomorphs, and I remember watching them eat and eat whatever they wanted, and they'd always make that joke like, oh, I'm so fat, and I'm just over here like, okay, Becky, finish your chalupa and we can go, okay? Because I knew that they were not going to gain any weight from that chalupa. So if you haven't already guessed, ectomorphs are extremely lean. Like, no matter what they eat, they could eat forever and they will not gain a single pound. But that's kind of a disadvantage, especially if an ectomorph is trying to put on weight, because their metabolism is running so high that it literally just burns and burns whatever they put in their body. They also have really little frame, so they have really narrow shoulders, narrow hips. A lot of times ectomorphs are super tall, but that is not always the case. I've met some very short ectomorphs. They're pretty easy to spot. I mean, they're the people that tall, lanky, you can usually probably see some muscle tone no matter what. These are really sort of like the model-esque types, I would say, like Kendall Jenner, the Victoria's Secret models. These are all very good examples of ectomorphs, if not a combination of an ectomorph with another body type. Ectomorphs, along with being very lanky, have really small joints. So like their wrists are really little, their knees are really little, like everything about them is just very small framed. Training for the ectomorph, they, along with eating a bunch. A lot of times when ectomorphs message me, especially girls, they find they are not eating enough, and they're surprised with how much they need to be eating in order to be able to build some muscle. Eat more than what you think, and carbs are your friend. My roommate, when she was prepping for Miss Washington, because you do have to be on a bikini on stage for those pageants, she ate a lot of carbs because it just worked with her body, and it like fueled her workouts a lot better than it would with other body types. Ectomorphs will want to be doing heavier weight and give themselves a lot of rest time in between their sets, because you don't want to be having your heart rate up for very long, because your metabolism is already burning those calories at an accelerated rate. You also don't want to be doing a lot of cardio except for the benefits of a healthy cardiovascular. For the same reason, your metabolism, you don't need to burn calories. You need all the calories that you can get to stay in your body. Ectomorphs will also want to keep their workouts to like probably an hour. Like I wouldn't go much over an hour because again, the more time you spend in the gym, the more calories you're burning at a higher rate than if you were at rest. And a workout tip, this really goes over all of the body types. It doesn't really matter. Always keep your muscles guessing. You don't want your muscles to fall into a routine to get used to the things that you're doing to them because then they don't grow as much, right? They get used to it. You don't want them to know what you're throwing at them that day, you feel? Just keep them guessing. They will think, they'll hurt. You will thank yourself. Next up we have the mesomorph, which is actually the body type that I dominantly fall under. Mesomorphs can really easily gain and lose weight. Not just fat weight either, they can gain muscle weight very quickly as well as fat weight, but they can also lose muscle and fat weight extremely quickly as well. They don't really have a problem with gaining or losing, in other words. They have a really natural athletic build, and one mesomorph that I literally am in awe with whenever I see her pictures is Serena Williams. Like, she is really muscular. She has the broad shoulders, she has hips. The shoulders are a little bit broader than the hips. It's very characteristic, or of equal size to the hips. Being naturally strong is also very characteristic for a mesomorph. They're very sturdy body types, honestly. Broad shoulders, gains. When they do gain weight, especially fat weight, typically distributes throughout their body very evenly. You're not gonna see a bunch of fat around the stomach. Mesomorphs usually can carry a pretty flat stomach most of the time when they're leaning out, but it's gonna be evenly through the arms, through the legs, everywhere. I gain weight in my face even, like, I don't know if you can do it. I remember looking back on pictures during my cut last year and like you can't even really see it. I have a dimple right here, but but last year during my cut, it was like very prominent. Since they do not have a high metabolism like the ectomorph, they do need to do cardio regularly. Like, consistency is key with the mesomorph. Having a regular workout routine is really gonna be important. Training for the mesomorph. I feel like the mesomorphs sort of hit the jackpot when it comes to training because no matter what they do, whether it's cardio, whether it's heavy lifting, whether it's resistance, whether it's HIIT, they're gonna find some type of benefit. The key with training for a mesomorph is that you have to be consistent because since they can gain and lose weight so quickly, they do need a constant routine to keep them on track to even just maintain. For the mesomorph body type, I would honestly suggest a lifting schedule of some sort, some cardio, because I've seen it work wonders. It worked wonders with me. I've seen it work wonders with multiple other people. So yeah, I would just highly suggest it. Last but certainly not least, we have the endomorph body type. And the endomorph is sort of like the opposite of an exomorph. They're characteristically more round, softer, they can carry higher body fat percentages, and they find it extremely easy to gain weight. However, on the flip side, it is also extremely difficult for them to lose it, due to the fact that their metabolism is a lot slower. They have thicker joints, so their knees, their wrists, usually thicker, and their limbs are shorter, and they have a bigger bone structure, so they're thicker people. Sturdy, A perfect example of an endomorph, and I know people are gonna be like, how can you even tell she's had so much plastic surgery, you can't even tell what her body type is anymore. But Kim Kardashian is a perfect example of an endomorph. I remember when I was watching her collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, her shoulders were only showing, and like she has a really heavy lower body despite the fact that she has a butt placed on her. Her shoulders are really just petite and narrow. Like, she was so little. That's very characteristic of an endomorph. Narrow shoulders, big hips. Kim K. Training for the endomorph, they will want to be in constant motion. A lot of cardio, a lot more than the mesomorph, and way more than the exomorph. They probably will want to be doing cardio nearly every day, if not every single day. Lifting, if you do decide to lift, I would suggest moderate to lightweight, high reps with minimal rest, because you do want to be keeping that heart rate up to burn more calories throughout your workout. And a lot of times, carbs do not usually work well with the endomorph body type. So unlike the exomorph, where carbs can usually work with them like my roommate did, endomorphs, I find this in myself a lot. When I'm cutting, carbs do not work for me. They store wrong, they metabolize it, I don't know. Something about it. does not work for me, and a lot of endomorphs that I've spoken to, that I worked with, it doesn't work as well for them either. So if you're looking to cut and you're an endomorph, try to play around with like carb cycling, keto. If carbs do work great for you, fantastic. Bonus, because carbs are great. I love carbs. If you still can't really find which body type that you fall into, one thing that I kept referencing throughout the video was the size of joints. So what I mean by that, and there's a little test that you can do, is ectomorphs have small joints, mesomorphs have like medium to small, and endomorphs have bigger joints. So you could do the wrist test. You put your hand around your wrist and it overlaps. If it overlaps hecka, like, or it's loose, you have small joints, then you could be an ectomorph. If you overlap it and it just barely touches like this, then you have medium-sized joints, mesomorph, and if you can't touch it at all, like if they're way out here, then you could probably be an endomorph. Another way to identify what body type you are is how you react to food. As I said in the beginning, ectomorphs find it super difficult to gain weight. So if you have a cheat weekend, maybe even a whole cheat week, and you eat whatever, and you find that you didn't even gain anything, then you are an ectomorph. Your metabolism is just burning everything off as quickly as it gets it. If you have a cheat weekend and you find that you gained a couple pounds, but like within 1 or 2 weeks in the gym again, they all come back off, you're most likely a mesomorph. And if you're an endomorph and you had the same cheat weekend as a mesomorph, but you gained like 10 pounds just from the weekend, and 3 weeks later of going to the gym and it's still not gone, you may be an endomorph. Just another tidbit to help you figure it out. I hope this video helps give some guidelines to help you figure out what body type you are, and I just think it's so important to understand your body type so when you do get in the gym, you know what's gonna work for you and what's not gonna work for you. It's so crucial in building a workout plan for yourself that is gonna get you the best results. I'm sorry for the first video that I post besides my transformation pic being an informational one, but I promise I'll be coming at you with all the workouts here real soon. If you haven't seen my first video, my transformation video, it will be linked right here, so go check it out, give it a little look. It's real cute, I think, maybe. My socials will be linked right here, Instagram and Twitter, watermelanie7, and Snapchat, Melanie-Crispin. They will also be linked in the description box below, so be sure to check them out. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Manny Moi coming out. You couldn't tell that I watch him, but he's got it right. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful week full of gains on gains on gains with all the Z's. Get them gains and smash your week. I'll see you next time.